The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 23rd day of December. It's Festivus, and a Festivus miracle for you as our King of the Hill hockey continues. The 77 to 81 Islanders beat the Rangers 3-1 from the late 60s, early 70s in the first of our four King of the Hill games. And Andy Bukowski chose those Islanders to play the Broad Street Bullies. Not where I thought he was going to go with that, but that's where we are. The Broad Street Bullies are a good team. You got Bobby Clark, the captain, the center. You got a great goalie in Bernie Parent for the Flyers, and they fight a lot, which is great to do on Festivus because it is the airance of grievances, and there should be quite a few grievances to be aired between two teams that did not like each other. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is the Islander team that won 19 straight postseason series. No pressure there for the Flyers. So it is the Flyers with Reggie Leach, Bobby Clark, Bernie Parent, Kate Smith, who will not be making an appearance tonight, versus the Islanders. We go back to Fort Never Lose. For this one, happy Festivus. It's hockey because it's Festivus. Next. As Retro Sports Network presents King of the Hill Hockey 2025 tonight from Uniondale, Long Island. It is the 1977-81 New York Islanders versus the 1973-77 Broad Street Bullies, the Philadelphia Flyers. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation replay needs. Find us today. Find Dave, Vinny, and Joe today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It's a mouthful and a half, isn't it? Barb, how are you? Merry Christmas. Andrew's here. You get to be here live, Ben. All right, so here are the lines for that 70. These two teams actually overlap a bit. Bobby Clark is the center for your Philadelphia Flyers. Reggie Leach, who I believe Dave Gardner knows, is on the right wing. Bill Barber and his hair on the left wing. Andre DuPont and Tom Bladen are the starting defensemen, and the great late Bernie Parent in the net for the Flyers with his 199 goals against and 931 save percentage. Miska Muska Mouseketeer. For the Islanders, John Tonelli at center, Mike Bossy on the right, Brian Trottier on the left. I should have worn my Trotz jersey. Denny Potvin, the left defenseman, Dave Lewis, the right deep. And because the Flyers are so full of hope and cheer, and you want to see a goalie fight, it's Billy Smith between the pipes tonight for the Islanders. So with all that, Clark and Trotz at center ice. And away we go. Face off won by the Flyers. Leach skates it over to Barber. Barber looking at Smith, fires, and Billy makes the save. 32 seconds into it. No changes for the Islanders. Flyers change already. McLeish, Lonsberry, and Gary Dornhofer, who's you guys might remember from television. Daly and Goodenough. Trottier and McLeish on the face-off. Won by New York. Bossy into the zone. Carries it behind the net. Bossy. Cross-ice pass to Trottier. Stolen by Lonsberry. Here come the Flyers the other way. Minute into this to Goodenough. And the shot was a good enough save. And Trottier and Daly get into it. Could be a lot of that in this. And the Islanders will change forwards. It'll be Andres Kalur with Clark Gillies and Bobby Nystrom against Kinderchuk, Schultz, and Selesky, Van Imp, and LaPointe for the Flyers. Today is the anniversary of the Mike Milbury shoe game in 1979. A game that Barb, I'm sure, remembers well. When Mike Milbury stole a shoe, went up to the crowd in Madison Square Garden and beat the ever-loving snot out of a fan. Merry Christmas, AP. How are you? Kalur and Kinderchuk on the face-off. All this 70s hair, too. Won by the Islanders. Gillies over the line, and he is offsides. On a close call, so Mel Bridgman will take the face-off for the Flyers against Kalur. Holmgren and Bob Kelly for the Flyers, the forwards. Daly and Goodenough stay on the ice. Now, here's a true story. I lived in southern Vermont. Kalur and Bridgman on the face-off here just outside the Flyer zone. Won by, there's a hit. There's going to be an extra skater. We got a penalty coming up on the Flyers. Kalur has the puck. Kalur is going to penetrate on Perrant. Kalur, a low shot, and Bernie makes the save, and Bob Kelly, who only had 121 penalty minutes, that's low for this team, gets called for the elbow, and the Islanders had the first power play of the game. So, when I was a little kid, NBC had hockey. And, my father would watch, and my mother, I think, cringed. And so when I got old enough to recognize hockey as, I might like this sport, was right in the middle of the Broad Street Bullies era. And it was, I could watch football, we could watch boxing, we could watch wrestling, but hockey was a bridge too far. And so just didn't grow up with it at all. And it's clearly because of this team right here on the ice, and it's not the Islanders. Jeremiah, even you're here. It was only 40 some odd years ago. Bob Bourne and Terry Crisp on the face-off, won by the Islanders. Over to Trottier, to Bossy. Trottier, long shot. I don't like the fact it's that far away. Shoots. Parent with the rebound. Bladen broke his stick. Westfall's got it. Islanders skate it back in. To Bourne, to Bossy. From Trottier, Bossy winds and fires, blocked by Baden. Over to Bossy again. Bossy behind the net. He's got all sorts of options. He doesn't have a shot himself. Feeds it to Trottier. Trots with a good shot, and Bernie makes a good save. Jerry Hart and DuPont get into it. Again, we're going to have a bunch of that in this one. So, a minute 12 to go in the power play. 3-2, the shots in favor of the Islanders. Gillies, Goring, and Kalur are on the ice for the Islanders. Bobby Clark and Bill Clement for the Flyers with Goodenough and Van Imp. So when the Islanders were really good in the late 70s, early 80s, and I had moved back to Vermont, they were just, stuff that you read about. And then some guy by the name of Gretzky. Been such a long time. You got your driver's license a year later, huh? Is this the 20? Yes, this is the most recent version of Action PC Hockey. Goring and Clark on the face-off in the Flyers zone. Won by the Flyers. Clement brings it over. He loses it. It wasn't quite good enough. Eddie Westfall to Kalur. 51 to go on the power play. They skated in. Goring has it over to, it's behind the net. They're trying to feed Kalur. Kalur, desperation shot. Rebound by Perrant over to Westfall. Eddie, they're trying to feed Goring again. Goring gets in. He shoots. That's blocked by Goodenough. It was good. Or Clark. Clark blocked it. Islanders keep it in the zone. Gillies has it now behind the net. Doesn't like what he sees. 11 seconds to go. Going to try to force it past. Stolen by Van Imp. And that will do it. Kelly is back on the ice, and the Flyers kill the power play. Everybody changes up. Bob Bourne on the ice. Now to Kenny Morrow. To Bourne. Harris with a wrister. And Perrant saw that one all the way. We go to face-off. 5-2 shots in favor of the Islanders. The party is in here. I hope you guys had a great time at the Digital Dice Christmas party. It was wonderful. They did a great job with that. And hopefully, if you wanted something, you got something. McLeish and Bourne on the face-off to the left of Bernie Perrant. Islanders be aggressive on the face-off. Won by Billy Harris. Harris kicks it back out to Bourne. Loses the puck. Dornhofer stole it. Dornhofer the other way to McLeish. Winds and fires, and Billy Smith makes the glove save and says a few naughty words in the process. So Clark and Bourne on the face-off. No, we're going to change up. Fourth line in Goring, Howard, or Gary Howitt, and Sutter, along with Denny Potvin and Dave Lewis. Oh, Wayne Merica, Sarnia. How you doing, Sean? Yeah, no, normally we're with you tomorrow for the Christmas Eve special. Islander, well, whoever wins this, and I'm waiting to see if someone shows up. Well, we put Dave on the copy machine, and all you got were pictures of coyotes. AP! During the incident at the Garden, the Rangers announcer said the fans have no business taking the stick away from the players, but he forgot to mention the players have the right to go up. Players have no right to go up to the stands. There's the great clip of, what is it, Ty Domi in the box in Philadelphia, and someone throws the Gatorade at him, and it's Harry Neal in the booth. I believe it's the Flyers and the Leafs. And Domi just goes into the stands and tries to beat the crap out of a player. Goring and Clark on the face-off, won by the Islanders, and they skated out. Potvin, and that's going to be a hook on Barber. So Bill puts the Islanders back on the power play. Second power play for New York. Gillies, Goring, and Couture with Potvin in person for the Islanders. Terry, Crisp, Bladden, Lonsberry, DuPont, and Perrant for the Flyers. How you doing, Forrest? Oh, you got homemade chili. Nice. Nice. Beef or what's there? That's awesome. We got a big game for Thursday. Goring and Crisp on the face-off, and that is won by Crisp, who clears it out to center ice. Couture skates it back in for the Islanders to Gillies. Gillies to Person. Goring and Perrant trying to play the screen. One-timer from Person, and Bernie saw that all the way. They get it out but can't clear. Gillies continues the power play. Minute 18 to go. Person again. This time Gillies and Perrant exchange holiday greetings by the net. Person. Bernie saw that all the way. Kicked it off the stick, given to Denny Potvin. Over to Goring to Gillies. Gillies with a shot. Blocked by Crisp. DuPont's got it. Philly will clear it all the way out. 13 seconds to go. Fresh skaters for the Islanders. Bob Bourne to Bossy. Bossy with a wrister. Perrant saw that one all the way. Trottier has it. Power play over. Trottier tries to feed Bossy in a cross-ice pass. Bossy's got it. Bossy with a clear shot. Bernie saw that all the way. Gives it to Bill Barber, and they get it out to center ice. Trottier has it. 11:32 to go. 8-3 shots in favor of the Islanders. They put fresh skaters on. Kaziski over the line. Over to Harris. Harris to Bourne behind the net. Tries to feed Kaziski. Kaziski, one-timer, and Bernie is right there. Clark and Morrow exchange Christmas greetings, but no penalties there. 11:04 first period, no score. Sean, it's a thought that counts. How you doing, Mark? You were just doing 71 Rangers Habs, and that'd be a great way. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. It's a kind act. Throw some cookies in there. So it's a thought that counts. And I'm sure that was awful sweet. All right, who are we putting out here? We're going to leave this line out. And defensively, we are good. It'll be Kindrachuk, Schultz, and Selesky for the Flyers, along with DuPont and Bladen. Bourne, Kaczynski, and Billy Harris for New York, with Morrow and Lormer. Face off to the right of Perrott, won by the Islanders. Bourne behind the net. Harris is open. Harris almost point blank on Perrott. Shoots, and Bernie again gets a stick on it. They clear it out to center. Controlled by the Islanders. Now Kaczynski. And now another power play is Schultz. Dave Schultz and his 410 penalty minutes shoved Bob Bourne. And only got 2 for roughing. So this will be the third Islander power play, and we're not even halfway through the first period. You're doing the Rangers 71-72. What are you, an action PC or strat, or what are you doing in that one in? Tonelli, Merrick, and Nystrom with Westfall and Jerry Hart versus Clark, Clement, Good Enough, and Van Imp. Action PC. And AP doing 4th Street for 70-71. Merrick and Clark on the face-off. Won by the Flyers, but the Islanders control. Here's Merrick. The pride of Sarnia. Rebound given up by Perrott, controlled by Merrick. Feeds to Nelly up the half wall, stolen by the Flyers. Clement shoots it all the way down. The Islanders will have to regroup. 1:13 to go. Trottier, Henning, and Bossy out there, along with Potvin and Person. Bossy skates it in, gives it to Trotz. Brian with the slapper, blocked by Good Enough. Van Imp has the puck, and Phil Ayers clear it down. Islanders have 1 shot on the power play. Bourne comes in for Henning. Trottier to Potvin. Then he shoots. Bernie saves. 11 seconds to go. 2 shots for the Islanders in the power play. They've outshot the Flyers 12-3, despite the fact that they are now about to be 0 for 3 on the power play. It's the only hockey game you really play. Would love to try the cards and dice, but I'm very much a newbie when it comes to hockey sims. I play a lot of Strat. I enjoy that. It's above freezing. We got a ton of snow today. We went from having no snow at all to a guaranteed white Christmas, Sean. And Forrest wasn't alive to see anybody of these players play, so it's a great history lesson. That's cool. Crisp and Bourne are on Trotz on the face-off, won by the Islanders. Potvin goes to Bossy. Bossy shoots it high, blocked by Lapointe. Bossy's got it. They got 1. No, power play's over. Feeds it to the blue line to Potvin. Denny through traffic. That will miss wide and over the glass, and we got a face-off. 8:27 to go. So again, the Islanders now 0 for 3 on the power play. Gillies, Kallur, and Nystrom, along with Morrow and Lormer. The thing is, if the Flyers win this, I got to play them as the home team because they would have the home team for the next game. Oh, you did NFL 94. Yeah, Barbie got a lot of snow, too. We got a couple inches in western New Hampshire. When I talked to you, it had snowed most of the morning, but I guess it snowed hard tonight. Yep, Ben didn't get into hockey until the mid-'80s. Pretty much the same here. Kallur and Bridgman on the face-off. Again, they have played this period in the Flyers zone. Flyers win it. Bridgman's got it over to DuPont. He shoots. Holmgren tries to get rid of Smith. It goes wide. Nystrom's got it. 8:11 to go. Islanders skated out. Stolen at center by Holmgren. Holmgren, they play dump and chase. Islanders get it back. Kallur. Islanders will change. They start the rush the other way. It's Lormer. to Langevin, to Goring. Goring thinks he sees the seam. Sutter with the stick right there, just outside the crease. Goring shoots, and he shoots it wide right. And however, he gets it back and hit the boards, and the Islanders control. Hart is hit by Bridgman. Flyers go the other way. Kelly to Barber, to Leach. And the Islanders have it. Tonelli. They'll skate it across. Tonelli. Bossy loses it. Here come the Flyers the other way. LaPointe. And uh-oh. Billy Smith cross-checked Reggie Leach in front of the net. The computer will have Bossy go in the net, but you know that Billy Smith was anxious as anything to do that. So Billy Smith gets the penalty. Just absolutely nuked him. It'll be Kindrachuk, who we've only seen for 1 minute. McLeish and Dornhoff are out there with Bladen and Daly. Kallur, Lorne Henning, Danny Potvin, and Stefan Persson to try to kill this for the Islanders. It wouldn't be an Islander Flyer hockey game without a goalie penalty. Yep. Yeah, Action PC is nice. Sean's played some Stone Cold PC. He thought it was well done, but yeah, it is a good hockey fix. And you got Mark gets used to see if he's related to Gary Younger because we have the same last name. Yep. Every time I play Gary Younger, I think of you. Kindrachuk and Henning on the face-off, won by the Flyers. Dornhofer has it, slaps it. Smith makes the save, cuts it to Persson. They take it all the way down. Potvin actually hit McLeish. They have to skate it out. DuPont, minute 16 to go on the Billy Smith penalty. Good enough. Tries to get through traffic. Dornhofer and tries to get in front of Smith. Good enough, shoots. Dornhofer deflects and scores. 1-0 Flyers. So Gary Dornhofer gets the goal with 4:31 to go. On the power play, no teddy bear is being tossed Billy Smith's way. For Larry Goodenough, boy, doesn't that picture look like something that should be on the cover of Saturday Night Fever? Good enough. And Orest Kindrachuk gets the other assist. And those two will be on the midnight special immediately following the game right here on Retro Sports Network. So Dornhofer from Goodenough and Kindrachuk. It'll be Tonelli, Bossy, and Trottier out there versus Clark, Barber, and Leach. Oh, was there an update yesterday? Yeah, Stefan Riche certainly did. And Forrest not liking San Diego weather. AP had a Kaliko's Rod hockey game. Flyers, Canucks, Canadiens, and Blackhawks. It came with a mini Stanley Cup. That's cool. Clark and Tonelli on the face-off. 4:31 to go opening period. Won by the Flyers. Barber is tripped by Tonelli, and Tonelli will go to the sin bin. It'll be Goring and Bourne for the Islanders to kill it, along with Lewis and Lormer. Clark, Barber, and Leach again with DuPont and Goodenough. Yeah, I know it's Rod hockey. So Clark and Goring on the face-off, and that is won by the Flyers. Goodenough has it. Fires at Billy Smith. That's a rebound controlled by the Flyers. Goodenough again. Clark tried to tip it in, couldn't do it this time. Clark behind the net, over to Leach. Reggie scores! Reggie Leach got the feed from Bobby Clark. Oh, they're going to give Bill Barber the goal. It was deflected in by Barber. I thought it was Leach, but it's Barber instead. The Islanders, who went 0 for 3 in the first period on the power play, are down 2-0 on 2 power play goals by the Broad Street Bullies. Well, there's been a lot of baseball updates. Oh, my word. I've been testing the crap out of that the last few days. So Bill Barber, Reggie Leach had the initial shot, and Barber deflected it past Billy Smith. Bobby Clark got the other assist with 3:46 to go in the first. All of a sudden, indeed. So 3:46 to go. Kinderchuk and Trottier on the faceoff. Kinderchuk and Trotz on the faceoff, won by the Flyers. Selesky to Kinderchuk. Shoots Selesky trying to tip it in front, and Billy Smith will put it on a play. 3:25 to go. Where is the score at? It is up top. Philadelphia 73-77-2. Islanders 0. So look at the top of the screen. With 3:25 to go, that 1 is the first period. We are even strength 5-on-5, and the ice is a perfect 10. Andy, if you could send me the link for the hockey update, that'd be great. ABA basketball. I had basket, which was shoot the ping pong ball with a warped cardboard. McLeish and Trottier. 3:25 to go. Opening period. Flyers up 2-0. Won by the Islanders. Loses it at center. Good enough. Dumps it in for Lonsberry. Dornhofer and Langevin going at it. I don't think there's going to be a shot. And they get 2 minutes for eating Santa's cookies. So Dornhofer just needs an assist for a Gordie Howe hat trick. And Langevin gets called for that too with 2:45 to go. So no power play here. Shots 12-9 in favor of the Islanders. Face off to the left of Billy Smith. Bridgman and Kallur will take it. Kelly and Crisp out with Mel. Gillies and Nystrom out with Kallur. Face off won by the Flyers. LaPointe to Kelly. Kelly shoots, scores! It's 3-0 Flyers. That hit the crossbar and went in. So Kelly with a goal from Mel Bridgman and Rick LaPointe. And the Flyers have a 3-0 lead. And Billy Smith is playing like his regular season self out there tonight. My goodness. Clark and Kallur, still 2:20 to go in the period. What is my second favorite PC basketball game? That's a good question. I love Above the Rim. I can't wait for the pro version of that to come out. Battleship Bob with a goal. Clark and Kallur on the face-off. Won by Barber to DuPont, who loses the puck. Islanders need something now. Skated out, goes all the way down before Bladen can touch up. Flyers skated back. Bill Barber. Barber, however, they came in offside with 1:09 to go. Bourne and Kinderchuk on the face-off. Schultz out there. I was trying to have the more combative goalie against the more combative team. We played Chico in the other game, and he stood on his head and shut the Rangers down. Then again, so did Eddie Jacquemin. Kinderchuk and Bourne on the face-off to stay outside the Islanders zone, won by the Flyers. Kinderchuk and Kaczynski going to get called for a trip. You know, when the Lady Bing candidates start getting penalties, it's been a bad period. Trotz and Westfall out there with Marshall and Jerry Hart. Kinderchuk, Selesky, and McLeish for the Flyers with Bladen and Daly. Kinderchuk and Trotz on the face-off, won by the Islanders. They'll clear it all the way down. The matching minors are done. 45 and change to go in the period. Flyers skated up. McLeish. Somebody going to take a shot over to Kinderchuk behind the net to McLeish. Shoots Smith with an easy save. Hart got a block on it. Bladen. 11 seconds to go. That is blocked by Marshall. Skated all the way down. And that's 9 seconds to go in the period. McLeish will skate it out, and that will do. It's been a busy first period. The Flyers went in the sin bin 3 times. The Islanders couldn't take advantage. The Flyers finally get on the power play, and they pump in on their first 2 chances. After 1 here in Uniondale, Philly 3, New York nothing. After 20 minutes here at Nassau Memorial Coliseum, it is the Flyers 3, the Islanders nothing. Gary Dornhofer with the first goal of the game at 15:29 the first from Goodenough and Kinderchuk. Then Bill Barber from Leach and Clark on the power play. Just not even a full minute later at 16:14, boom, boom. And the third goal, the only even strength one, from Kelly, from Bridgman and LaPointe to make it 3-0 Flyers. We're not going to go through the list of penalties. We'll be here till Christmas if we do that. Shots in the period, 12-10 in favor of the Islanders. Face-offs, 11-11. And the Flyers, 2 for 3 on the power play, but they still have 1:11 to go in this one. So, shots, as we said, 12-10. It'll be Kahlur, Henning, Potvin in person against Clark, Barber, Leach, DuPont, and Goodenough. Clark and Henning on the face-off, won by the Islanders, and they will clear it. Barber starts the rush the other way. 50 seconds to go in the Kaczynski minor. DuPont over the line from Clark. Slap shot, misses wide left. Controlled by the Flyers still. This time it's Goodenough. Leach in front of the net. Smith got a rebound on it, and they clear it out to center. Flyers regroup. Goodenough over the line. Goodenough will take the shot, and Smith gives up the rebound. Power play is over. The Islanders finally kill one. Clark to Henning, and loses it, and the Islanders will skate it out. They trail 3-0. Kaczynski over the line to Tonelli, and Dornhofer gets called for the hit. And the Islanders go on their 4th power play. Bossy had the puck. He got a good pass from Trottier, and Dornhofer just cleaned his clock. And the 14,000 here at Fort Never Lose just grit their teeth. You don't fool around with the old low Ranger, and you don't mess around with Bossy. Trottier and Crisp will take this face-off, and is won by the Islanders. Bossy has it behind the net, over to Morrow. Blue line special. Perrant saw that one all the way, and we'll have a face-off. Crisp versus, will be Trottier in a moment. Aw, thank you. My pleasure. Gardner rooting for the Pens. Bourne and I'll be Trottier and Crisp on the face-off, won by the Islanders. Bourne to Bossy. Trottier and Perrant hitting sticks. Bossy shoots through the screen. Perrant got that one all the way, gives it to Crisp, and the Flyers will clear it out. Goodenough gives it away to Trottier. 57 seconds to go on the power play. Islanders change. They trail 3-0. Kallur over the line to Gillies. Gillies misses everything right. Perrant's got it. Gillies has it back. 40 seconds to go. Potvin. Danny Potvin from just outside the zone, a long shot. Perrant with a save. Gives it over to DuPont, and the Flyers clear it. This will be the end of the power play. Clement, he is offside, and for the fourth time tonight, the Islanders can't do anything with it. So McLeish and Bourne this time on the face-off. Harris and Kaczynski with Bourne. Lonsberry and Dornhofer fresh out of the box for the Flyers. 16:15 to go. 3-0 Philly. Doobie-doobie-doo. So Bourne and McLeish just outside the Islanders' zone. That is won by the Islanders. Here comes Bourne. Rushes it over to Kaczynski. He shoots. Perrant again with a save. Please, Islanders, do something. Don't make me play the Flyers at home. Clark and Bourne on the face-off. Islanders trying to get something going in the Flyer zone. Face-off is won by New York. Hart will take the shot himself. You don't really want him doing that too much. Hart shoots. Perrant saw that one all the way. Kick save and a bit. Here comes Clark. Islanders change. Flyers change. Puck is at center. Controlled by Sutter. Islanders change D. Sutter skates it in. Over to Goring. Back to Sutter. Sutter with Goring trying to be the annoying imp. Sutter shoots through the screen. Perrant saw that one and covers up. 14:34 to go. 3-0 Flyers. No changes for New York. McLeish, Dornhofer, and Lonsberry, along with DuPont and Bladen. For the Flyers, Goring and McLeish on the face-off, won by Potvin. Denny trying to shoot. Blue line slapper. Perrant has to make a fantastic save to get that one. And Bernie gets a good ovation from the crowd here in New York. 19-12 shots in favor of the Islanders. Number one line on for New York, Trottier and Kindrachuk on the faceoff. To the left of Bernie Perrant. Actually, it's Tonelli who won the faceoff. To Bossy, behind the net. Feeds it out to Tonelli. Tonelli with a slapper. Perrant with a good glove, and we'll do it again. 13:42. Mark's favorite basketball is Strat. Replay is number 2, although it's frustrating because they have a few older seasons. Action PC is good. The basketball game is good. Dave has worked very hard on that. Trotz and McLeish on the face-off, won by, this time it's New York again. Bossy behind the net. Feeds a cross-ice pass to Potvin. Denny with the slapper. Perrant with a good save. And the Flyers clear it out. Only to center. Trotz gives it to Bossy. Bossy with a slapper. Misses that one well wide. Everyone changes up. 12:43 to go. Dornhofer into the Islanders zone. Dornhofer stolen by Kallur to Morrow. Islanders the other way. Morrow and McLeish. Do they drop the gloves? Nope. They give each other a fistful of snow. And they both get 2 minutes for roughing this Festivus. 12:06 to go. Face off in the Flyer zone. Bourne and Clark. And the Islanders have had the puck a ton. They've outshot the Flyers 21-12, but they can't put anything past Bernie Perrant. Clark and Bourne on the face-off. Marshall has it for the Islanders. Marshall, it's not who you want shooting. Oh, wait and vague. Marshall Blue line special. Bourne will try to deflect it. That misses wide everywhere. Clark skates it out. Reggie Lease goes to dump and chase. Kaczynski's got it for the Islanders. 11-12 to go. 1:06 to go in the matching minors. Kaczynski over to Harris to Marshall. Back to Harris. Low angle shot. Perrant saw that one all the way, and we'll have another face-off. Goring, Howard, and Sutter out there versus Bridgman, Bladen, and Schultz. It's about dump and run. No, I'm definitely playing the Islanders. I got to figure out who I'm going to play the Flyers against. Bridgman and Goring on the face-off. DuPont has it. They'll skate it into the Islander zone. To Bridgman. He'll shoot. Deflected or blocked by Lewis. Sutter's got it. Sutter skates it out. 10:34 to go. Potvin over the line to Howard. Gary shoots. Goring tries to deflect it. We got some trash talk going on in front of the net. And the line change is Trottier and Kinderchuk will face off against each other almost halfway through this Festivus special. 3-0 Flyers. Yet 22 shots for the Islanders were 23-12. But the Flyers have made it count. Kinderchuk and Trottier in front of the net, and that is won by the Islanders. Bossy behind the net. Tries to feed a cross-ice pass to Trottier, stolen by Dornhofer. Here come the Flyers. Dornhofer, Tonelli hooked him again. Tonelli has 2 penalties in this game. He only had 57 penalty minutes in his designated season. And the Flyers will go on their 4th power play. Kahlur, Henning, Hart, and Marshall. Clark, Leach, and Barber for the Flyers. DuPont and Goodenough. Flyers versus the Russians. I don't think that anyone has any of those teams. Now, that would be something. They're going home. They're going home. Can you believe it? They're going home. Clark and Henning on the face-off. Won by the Flyers. Clark. Point blank. No, Smith with a save. Barber. What a save by Billy Smith. Billy Barber behind the net, back to Goodenough. Goodenough shoots. Smith makes the catch and just smiles at Bobby Clark as the Flyers change up. 1:20 to go in the power play. No changes for the Islanders. Kinderchuk, McLeish, and Dornhofer for the Flyers. Islanders want to clear. Face-off won by the Islanders, and Gary Hart just cleared it all the way down. Kinderchuk. Islanders change. They put fresh skaters on. Kinderchuk starts the rush. McLeish over the line. Is he going to get a shot? No, that's blocked by Person to McLeish behind the net. Feeds Bladen. Bladen with the slapper. Smith with that one. Steers it out to center. Controlled by the Flyers. They bring it back in. McLeish. Power play is over. And so now the Flyers are 2 for 4. They only got 3 shots on that one. 23-15 in favor of the Islanders overall. Islanders change up. So the Flyers at center ice. Daly dumps it into Bladen over to Kelly. Rister Holmgren was trying to get Smith to make a boo-boo, and Billy made the save. 6:48 to go. Clark and Trottier on the face-off. And the Goonies are good enough. It is 3-0 Philadelphia. All right, Gardner, who's playing the Flyers tomorrow at noon Eastern? Clark and Trotz on the face-off, won by the Flyers. Bladen Takes the shot. Billy Smith with the save. I never liked Billy Smith. Clarkson trots again. 6:34 to go. What are your options? Well, what team do you want? I'm assuming the Bruins. I don't think I can move those things, but I'm sure you got Orr and Esposito. You got the Brad Park years. You got Bork and Neely. Toronto, really? You want the 73-77 Leafs? You don't want a Bruins team. You want the 73-77 Leafs. Okay. Couture and Clark on the faceoff. To the right of Billy Smith. Won by the Flyers. Leach gives it away. Nystrom. Islanders trying to get something going here. 6:12 to go in the second. Nystrom to Gillies. Gillies behind the net. Nobody open. Gillies will cycle the puck over to Lorimer. He scored in the last game. Lorimer takes the shot, blocked by LaPointe. Over to Clark. Flyers have it. Here's Leach. Skates it in. Gives it away. Gillies with a take. Islanders change. 5:12 to go. Islanders skated in. Nystrom over to Harris to Langevin. Behind Langevin will feed Bourne. Bourne, one-timer blocked by LaPointe. Only to Bourne. Bourne behind the net. Tries to feed Billy Harris. Can't do it. Kelly checked it away. 4:31 to go. Everyone changing up. Bridgman into the Islander zone now. Over to Bladen. Bladen. One-timer. No, I thought that was in. Miss wide. Bounces off the wall. Howitt has the puck. 4:14 to go in the second period. Goring for the Islanders behind the net. Tries to feed Howitt. Up the half wall. Howitt takes the shot. Perrant makes the save. 3:41 to go. Islanders have outshot the Flyers 24-17. So we're going to do the 77 Leafs against probably the mid-70s Flyers. Yeah, Boris Salming, Daryl Sittler. I mean, anything could happen. Clark and Bourne on the face-off. Won by the Flyers. Barber to Leach over the line. Leach hit by Lewis against the boards. Over to Kaczynski. Islanders need a miracle right about now. Bourne gives it away. Trying to find Harris. Leach dumps it around. They play dump and chase, but Kaczynski will tap the puck. Islanders change. 2:35 to go in the period. Sutter comes across as offside. 2:12 to go. Kinderchuk and Goring just outside the Flyer zone. 24-17 shots in favor of New York. Won by New York. Howitt behind the net. Tries to feed Goring. Goring shoots. Perrant again. Howitt and Schultz do a little push and shove. That would be a pay-per-view today, wouldn't it? Trottier, Bossy, and Tonelli. Trottier and McLeish on the face-off. It is won by the Islanders. Bossy behind the net. Feeds Kenny Morrow. Blue line special. Perrant ekes an easy save, and with $1:10 to go, we'll do it again. Clark and Trottier this time. And the face-off is won by the Flyers. It'll be Daly over the line, but he loses it right at the line. Bossy. Less than a minute to go. Bossy. They're trying to be aggressive. Tonelli to Bossy, stolen by Clark to Leach, who dumps it down, and the Islanders, with 12 seconds to go, will regroup. And that will be the end of the period. No scoring here in the second. Islanders outshot the Flyers 14-7. But after 40 minutes, it is the Flyers 3, the Islanders nothing. We'll be back right after this. Close enough to 30 seconds. No scoring here in the second period. And not quite the laundry list of penalties I thought we would have. Islanders have outshot the Flyers in the period 14-7. And they've won 24-17 in the face-off department. It was Bennett said that the Islanders have had the puck a ton, and time of attack 4 minutes and 41 seconds for the Islanders, and 1:48 for the Flyers. And Bernie Parent is going to get a Cadillac somewhere for that, just because he's been that good. Mike Palmetier, yep, in net for the Leafs. However, they're de-icing the Air Canada flight now, but there's still 20 minutes to go. And remember, just enough time to fill your wine. 2027 is a great vintage. Just don't put it in the fridge overnight, okay? A tie goes to the Islanders. Don't forget that. You got to win in King of the Hill. A tie ain't good enough. Clark and Trotz on the face-off to start the third period. It is won by the Islanders. There's a penalty on the play. Trottier has the puck. Trottier will try to get past DuPont. Slapper. No, Parent gets it, and Bobby Clark gets called for the hold. So Dancing with the Captain will be seen immediately following here on our Christmas special. My goodness. So Bourne against Crisp with Lonsbury. Good enough. He was actually a pretty good player, Sean. Tiger Williams on those Leaf teams. Reggie, the official. Ripple, the official for wine of Fred Sanford. Crisp and Bourne. Trotz on the face-off. Won by New York. Bossy. A slapper. Parent gives up the rebound to Bossy. Behind the net. Going to go on a wraparound shot. Bossy tries to stuff it under the pad. No. Rebound. Again controlled by Bossy. Parent standing on his head right now. Bossy loses the puck. Crisp will clear it out to center, and they'll set it back up. 47 seconds to go on the power play. Bossy. Cross-ice pass to Trottier. Trottier blocked by Van Imp. Person loses the puck. The Flyers clear it. Islanders change. They are 0 for 5 tonight on the power play. Jerry Hart to Gillies. Gillies skates it over to Kallur. Kallur shoots. That's not even close. Parent got a stick on it, and somebody got a souvenir. 8 seconds to go in the power play. Clement and Goring on the face-off. The Flyers are feeling it now. 3 shots for the Islanders. Parent, speaking of booze, 30 for 30 tonight. And the the Flyers win the face-off. Clement, short-handed bid. Billy Smith with the save, and that will take care of the power play. The Islanders are 0 for 5. Clark just fresh out of the box against Kallur on the face-off. Trottier, yep. Barber will take the face-off instead. Kallur, right at the point tomorrow. They'll give it away. This has been all Philly all the time. Barber over the line, and there's going to be a penalty coming up on New York. Barber shoots. That is missed wide, and Bobby Nystrom gets called for the interference. Goring and Bourne will kill this one off for New York. Pot Van Person, McLeish, Dornhofer, and Kinderchuk. Face off in the Islander zone. Potvin clears it, only to center. Now the Islanders have a rush. Bladen misplayed it. Here comes Goring. They're going to go shorty-handed bid. They'll turn it over. They couldn't set up the rush. 1 minute to go in the power play. Clark has it to Barber, and he gives it away. 38 seconds to go. Islanders clear it. Daly. Islanders put fresh skaters on. Here's Barber. 11 seconds to go in the power play. Gives it away. Nystrom's back on the ice. 2-on-1 rush for the Flyers, though, as the Islanders give another boo-boo. Selesky alone on Billy Smith, and Billy makes a good save. 13:39 to go. 30-19, the shots in favor of the Islanders. Trottier, Tanelli and Bossy out there versus McLeish, Lonsberry, and Dornhofer. Bryan and McLeish will take the face-off. Won by the Flyers. High slapper from McLeish. Smith with a save. We'll do it again. This time Bobby Clark's out there. 13:18 to go. Jerry Hart and Langevin out there for the defenders now. Face-off won by New York. Bossy in the Flyer zone. Miracle time. Bossy will take the shot through traffic. Blocked by Clark with a block. They can't, and Clark will keep it. Philly changes. 12:49 to go. Barber to center ice. To Clark into the Islander zone. They play dump and chase. Barber point blank on Billy Smith, and Smith saw that one all the way. If it wasn't for a 3-minute spot here in the first period, it'd be a scoreless game. 12:08 to play. Kallur and Kinderchuk on the faceoff. Won by the Islanders. Kallur to Gillies. Clark, saved by Perrott. We'll do it again. Kallur and McLeish. Face-off won by the Flyers. Daly gives it away. Islanders need a miracle and a half right now. Gillies to Nystrom. Nystrom through traffic. Scores! Bobby Nystrom. Just like he did in Game 6 from Denny Potvin and Clark Gillies. Potvin just on the back of his stick. Nystrom a one-timer, and Bernie didn't see it. And now there's a little bit of hope on the island. 10:57 to go. Clark and Bourne on the face-off. The play was offside. So says the person who chose Daryl Sittler in the King of the Hill. Face-off won by the Flyers. Barber skates down in traffic takes the shot. Smith gets it. Sweeps it behind for Morrow. A good save by Billy Smith. Here come the Flyers the other way. Bob Bourne. Bourne with a slapper. Clark tries to deflect it. Perrant saw that one all the way. Face-off coming. 10:03 to go. Islanders change up. McLeish and Goring on the face-off. Yes, this is Steve Tate's 5-season download. He's done them for all the sports, but this hockey one has been real fun. And they gave me permission to do it. Jeremiah, fresh from the concession. That was offside. I saw that one all the way. I saw it offside. You can't fool me. I saw it all the way. Goring and McLeish halfway home in the third. Won by the Islanders. Hart tries to feed Goring. Butch, one-timer, scores! Hart had the shot. He saw that Perrant was in position. He saw Goring out of the corner of his eye. A tape-to-tape pass past Bernie Perrant, and it's a one-goal game. Goring over from the Kings, from Hart and Dwayne Sutter. $9:34 to go. And the fourth line gets it done for the Islanders. Bridgman, Holmgren, and Kelly. Crowd is rooting for the Flyers. What the hell? Bridgman and Goring on the face-off. Won by the Islanders. Here's Sutter. He overskates it, gives it away. Back come the Flyers. Bridgman over the line. He gives it. Howard with a steal. 8:54 to go. Goring gives it away. Gives it away now. Everybody changing up. 8.5 to go. Barber. He gives it away to Lewis. To Trottier. Tonelli. Tonelli with a shot. Perrant with a great save. Rebound, Brian. Trotz misses it wide. Oh, he had a great chance and missed the shot to the left. Barber, 7:45 to go. 3-2, Flyers lead. Clark skates it in the zone to Kelly. Long shot. Smith saw that one, and we got a face-off. 7:21 to go. The Islanders, indeed, Paul Bloom, have life. McLeish and Couture on the face-off. 35-23, shots in favor of New York. Face-off won by the Islanders. Nystrom, who started this rally, over to Gillies. Gillies. Couture and Gillies play give and go. Score! We're tied up! The Islanders have tied it! Clark Gillies with the goal! And the plane is stopped at Pearson. They don't know if they're going to Philadelphia or the island now. How about that? Couture and Nystrom with the assist. It's a goal. They battled for it along the boards. Nystrom set up the rush. They played tic-tac-toe. Gillies got in real close and just kind of deked Perrant out of his pads. And this place is going nuts. Oh, Nelly, indeed. Yeah, Goring was a key piece to that. They traded Dave Lewis and someone else, but it was Goring with the maturity that got him over the hump. 7:02 to go. Kindrachuk and Couture on the face-off. Selesky over the line. Schultz and Nystrom get into it. This one's getting rough. The gloves didn't come off, but Schultz and Nystrom, no strangers to the sin bin. Force the change. Face off deep in the flyer zone. It'll be Trottier and Clark. 6:47 to go and a 3-3 tie. Barb was a big fan of Keith Jackson. Clark and Tonelli on the face-off. Won by Barber. To Bladen. Takes the shot. Billy Smith gives it up. Clark with the rebound. Clark behind the net. Over to Reggie Leash. Smith again. This time Clark and Trotz go at it. But not enough to draw a flag or penalty. It's not football, Ron. A minute 14 to go in the Schultz-Nystrom matching Christmas Miners. 6:01 to go. No changes for the Islanders. Crisp, Bridgman, and Holmgren for the Flyers. Billy Harris and Dave Lewis for Goring. P-Jet rooting for the Flyers. Yeah, he stepped away for a minute. The Islanders got 3 straight. In about 3 minutes, Nystrom from Potvin and Gillies, Goring from Hart and Sutter, and Gillies played some tic-tac-toe with Kahlua and Nystrom and just fooled everybody, including Bernie Perrant. Trotz and Bridgman on the face-off. Won by the Islanders. They chip it all the way down. Good enough has it for the Flyers. Now Bridgman. And Bridgman goes in offside. 5:19 to go. And that Gillies line is back on the ice. Kahlua and Clark just outside the Islander zone. It's not rigged. They watered down the... It's Schaefer, Jeremiah. It's Schaefer. It's watered down to begin with. Kahlua and Clark. It is won by the Flyers. Leach to Clark. Through traffic, deflected by Kahlua. And the Islanders with 4:58 skated out. Kahlua into Flyer territory. Takes the shot himself. Misses wide. Morrow behind the net. They'll dump it in. Morrow. They'll lose the puck. Here come the Flyers. 4:18 to go. McLeish to Lonsberry. They dump it all the way down. Islanders set it up. 3:58 to go. Bourne takes it to center before the Flyers take back over. LaPointe gives it away. Stolen by Sutter. 3:20 to go. Puck is at center ice. Controlled by the Flyers. Kinderchuk. Quick line changes now. Kinderchuk tries to make the pass. Can't get it away. Goring tries to set the rush for the Islanders. He's the one that started this scoring run. Goring. Westfall on the ice. Now Howitt. Cross ice pass to Westfall. Easy Eddie. Blocked by Van Imp. LaPointe's got it for the Flyers. 2:06 to go and a 3-3 tie. LaPointe to Leach. Guarded by Trotz. Leach to Barber. 1:47 to go. Leach deflected it but missed it wide. Lormer's got it. 1:46 to go. To Morrow. Kenny at center ice. $1:37 to go. To Tonelli. Over to Bossy. Bossy behind the net. Cross ice to Trotz. For the win. No, Perrant with a good save. Clark clears it out. Clark. 1:18 to go. Islanders put on fresh skaters. Lonsberry clears it. Gillies deep in the zone. To Morrow. Minute 6 to go. Morrow at center. Islanders do not dump and chase. They skated in. Last minute of regulation. Gillies. To Morrow. Morrow. Going to take the shot himself. Harris trying to interfere with Perrant. Morrow shoots. Harris can't do it. Perrant with a save on the Flyers with 43 seconds to go. Call timeout. So Trotz and Clark on the face-off. You hope this goes 3 overtimes? Yep, Schaefer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one. I think Ballantyne was long gone by the mid-70s, right? So Clark and Tonelli, 3-3 the score. I don't know if I've set up overtime in this or not, so we'll see. Bossy has control. Bossy feeds Potvin. Bossy loses the puck. Last seconds of regulation. Leach to Dornhofer. Dornhofer to Lonsberry to Bladen. Bladen with 1 second to go. Would you believe this? For the win. Yes! The Flyers walk it off! Tom Bladen with a wrister from Lonsberry and McLeish, and the Flyers are going to win the game. At 19:59 of the third period. Yep, 19:58 and 9. All that firepower, and it's Tom Bladen. Wow. We'll have a face-off, and that'll do it. 1.1 to go. And it's over. The Flyers, I've never had a walk-off like that before. Holy poop is right. A walk-off goal by Tom Bladen. And tomorrow at Christmas Eve special, you're a blockhead, Charlie Brown. Here's your rock, followed by the Leafs and the Flyers from the Spectrum. Bladen from Lonsberry and McLeish at 19:59. I got Heidi on my screen. What happened? Chico played the last game. I wanted to see if Smith would get into it with anybody. You're 3-star. How can Bladen? No, Bladen's the number 1 star. He won the freaking game. Kelly got the number 2 star and Barber number 1. Bernie Perrant, 35 saves. And Trotz was 16 face-offs, 1. We did actually have a fight. I'm honestly surprised at that. So Bladen, who skated 25 minutes and 40 seconds, 1.1 to go. Did I hear that Charlie Brown quit his job? No, I didn't. All right, so tomorrow at noon Eastern, Christmas Eve, the last time you was this happy for an Islander loss was when Toronto eliminated him in 78. Thanks, P-Jet, and a Merry Christmas to you, too. So tomorrow, Christmas Eve, noon Eastern, it is the Boris Solming, Daryl Sittler Maple Leafs versus these Philadelphia Flyers. And if we don't see you for that, we wish you a Merry Christmas. I'll be doing my 'Twas the Night Before Christmas video tomorrow as well. So the final score once again. What a hockey game. He was tired of working for peanuts. You'll be here all the week. Please try the veal. The final score. The Flyers 4. The Islanders 3. And the Flyers, for the moment, are kings of the hill. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.